You check your bank account, and it's the same story again. A few $100s, maybe a couple thousand if you're being careful, but somehow it never really grows. You tell yourself, I'll start saving seriously next month. But then life happens, bills, food, random expenses, and suddenly you're back at zero again. And deep down, you've probably had this thought before. How do people even get to $100,000? Because right now, it doesn't just feel hard, it feels almost impossible. Look, if that sounds like you, you're not alone. Most people are stuck in this exact cycle, earning money, spending it, trying to save, and then starting over again. And here's the thing, it's not because they're lazy, and it's definitely not because they're stupid. It's because nobody ever taught them how money actually works. So in this video, we're going to break down why most people never reach $100,000, and more importantly, how you can. Because once you understand this, everything changes. Here's what most people don't realize. Reaching your first $100,000 is one of the hardest financial milestones you'll ever hit. In fact, according to multiple financial surveys, a large percentage of adults don't even have $10,000 saved. And when you zoom out, the number of people with $100,000 in liquid or invested assets is even smaller. So if you feel behind, you're actually normal. But that's also the problem. Because normal, financially, means being stuck. This is why most people never get there. 1. The income trap. Look, most people think the problem is they don't earn enough. And yes, income matters. But here's where it gets really interesting. Plenty of people earning decent salaries still never reach $100,000. Why? Because income alone doesn't build wealth, behavior does. You can make $3,000 a month and save $500, or make $10,000 a month and save nothing. And guess who builds wealth faster? Exactly. Keep your answer. 2. Lifestyle inflation. Now, you might be thinking, okay, I'll just earn more and then I'll save. But that's not what usually happens. Here's the thing. As your income increases, your lifestyle quietly expands with it. You upgrade your phone, your clothes, your car, maybe even your rent. And suddenly, you're making more money, but still saving nothing. It's like running on a treadmill, you're moving, but you're not going anywhere. 3. Lack of a system. Most people don't have a system for their money. They just hope there's something left at the end of the month. And hope is not a financial strategy. Because if you don't tell your money where to go, it will disappear. Every single time. 4. The psychology problem. This is the part nobody talks about. Money is not just math, it's psychology. We are wired for short-term pleasure, not long-term wealth. Buying something today feels good. Saving for something 5 years from now doesn't. So most people choose the reward they can feel now, instead of the one that actually matters later. Now here's where it gets really interesting. The journey to $100,000 is not linear. It's slow at first, painfully slow, and then suddenly, it speeds up. Let me show you what I mean. Let's say you manage to save and invest $500 a month. That's $6,000 a year. After 5 years, you've contributed $30,000. But if you invest it with an average return of 8%, your total might be closer to $36,000. Not bad, right? But here's the part most people don't realize. Once you hit $100,000, your money starts working harder than you do. At 8%, $100,000 generates $8,000 per year. That's more than your monthly contributions combined. And that's when things start to feel different. That's when momentum kicks in. Because in the beginning, it's all you. Every dollar comes from your effort, your job, your discipline, your sacrifices. But after $100,000, your money starts contributing too. It's like pushing a car. At first, it's heavy, it barely moves. But once it starts rolling, it gets easier. All right, let's make this practical. Because theory is useless if you can't apply it. First, You need a system. Not motivation, not discipline, a system. Set up automatic transfers the moment you get paid. For example, if you earn $2,000 a month, automatically move $300 into savings or investments before you even have the chance to spend it. Because if you see it, you'll spend it. Most people obsess over how much they make. But what really matters is how much you keep. If you save 20% of your income consistently, you will build wealth. It's not exciting, but it works. Now look, income still matters. But instead of just working harder, think smarter. Can you learn a high-income skill? Can you start a side income? Even an extra $200 to $500 a month can dramatically speed up your progress. Saving alone is not enough. You need your money to grow. That means investing. Even simple investments like index funds can make a huge difference over time. Because of one powerful concept, compound growth. Your money earns returns, and those returns earn returns. And over time, that effect becomes massive. This is the silent killer of wealth. Every time your income increases, don't upgrade everything. Instead, upgrade your savings rate. If you get a raise, increase your investments first, not your expenses. This might sound weird, but it's important. You need to start seeing yourself as someone who builds wealth. Because your identity shapes your actions. If you think, I'm bad with money, you'll act like it. But if you think, I'm someone who invests and saves, your behavior changes. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds great, but my situation is different. Maybe your income is low. Maybe you have expenses. Maybe you feel like you're already behind. And yeah, those things are real. But here's the truth. The principles don't change. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. Even $50 a month is progress. Because it's not about the amount at the beginning, it's about the habit. Let's say you start with just $200 a month. That's $2,400 a year. Invested at 8% for 10 years, you're looking at roughly $36,000. Now increase that to $400 a month. You're now crossing $70,000. Add a small income boost or raise over time, and suddenly, $100,000 is not impossible anymore. It's inevitable. Here's what most people don't realize. Reaching $100,000 is not about one big decision. It's about hundreds of small ones. Saying no to things that don't matter. Saying yes to your future self. Doing the boring things consistently. Because wealth is built in silence, not in big, flashy moments. Now look, the reason most people never reach $100,000 is not because it's impossible. It's because they quit too early. They don't see results fast enough, so they stop. But the people who make it, they keep going. Even when it's slow. Even when it feels pointless. Because they understand something most people don't. Progress compounds. So if you take anything from this video, let it be this. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Start small. Build the system. Stick to it. And give it time. Because that $100,000 milestone, it's not out of reach. It's just waiting for you to do what most people won't. If this helped you see money differently, make sure to subscribe, because this channel is all about helping you build real, lasting wealth, one step at a time.